You gotta find a good post. Should I just give up and divorce my husband? Yes. You don't even know. Her husband could be the same guy who cleaned up that diarrhea earlier. Look at your biases, okay? I, 31F, and husband, 31M, have been together for 8 years, married for 7. We got married fairly quickly due to him rejoining the military in the middle of our relationship and long distance not working for us. As a Canadian, is this not a life hack, right? It's like if your husband's in the military, don't you get married like right away because they give you a bigger house or something like that? I read that online, which means it could be completely made up. Yes, that's basic. And you get paid more money. Men in the military married men in the military get paid more money? That's crazy. For some reason. If you're married, you can live off base too. Holy cow. Unethical life pro tip. Get married. He never pretended to be anything other than who he is today. That's a bad start. So that is bad. He's a big gamer. And okay, listen. I was watching this show on Netflix because I ran out of episodes of Love on the Spectrum. So I said, let's see what else is in the same vein here. And there's a show from South Africa called Save My Marriage. And it's like couples that are on the verge of divorce and they talk to like a marriage counselor. I was losing my mind because there's this couple that like they're engaged, but they're not married yet. And they were like, how much time do you spend together? And they said, almost none. And the therapist said, well, what is your husband doing on weekends when he's not spending time with you? I swear to you, dude said, watching anime, which is fine. But at some point, you got to spend some time with your spouse. And then she said, okay, watching anime. And what else? He said, I'm also a big gamer. And then he waited like 30 seconds and he said, also, there's the gym. But then the therapist assigned them homework to spend time together. They chose to write poems for each other, and they turned it into a competition. They said, if you write the best poem, I'll be your slave for a day. I'll do whatever you want. The winner takes all, okay? I swear to you, the woman wrote her poem, and it started, roses are red, violets are blue. I know you love me. I also love you. You're my dude, you're my guy, you're my ride and my die. And then he was like, wow, that was really good. I think you won. And she said, no way, read yours. And his was like a Maya Angelou. He was like, down, 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 deeper into the blue ocean of your love. Your attention helps me surface. I fill my lungs with the breath of your affection. And I was like, dude, he's blowing her out. This is a hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby. And then she was like, oh my God, that was beautiful. And he's like, honestly, I still think you won. I was like, oh man, this is good stuff. He cooked her, man. He knew what he was doing for sure. What's the show called? I think it's called Save My Marriage. It was so good, man. Oh, anyway. He's a big gamer, and I don't have an issue with having a healthy hobby, but he plays for hours every single night in lieu of spending time with me. Clutch SAT word, by the way. He refuses to find a hobby we can share together. I tried gaming, and it just isn't for me. There's a couple games I'll play with him from time to time, but I'm just not crazy about it personally. Here's the thing. It's no problem. Like, it's not like she made an error of like morals or ethics here. I feel like guys who are gamers don't want to play like a casual game with their spouse most of the time. They want to get the acetylcholine running in like ranked Warzone or Valorant or something like that. They don't want to boot up Pikmin 4 and like just pass the controller back and forth. They want to be like, it's a different kind of rush that you get, right? I'm getting minus. I think there's some truth to that. I'm saying some people would rather play like, It Takes Two with their spouse or something like that. And some people would rather mainline like ranked League of Legends. What if my girlfriend wants me to play Valorant and go, ah? You ever shoot your Reaper in the air and go, ah? I put some way. I'm just not crazy about gaming personally. He's not romantic. He never buys me gifts on holidays, including my birthday or Christmas. We've been married for 8 years. Like, you gotta... Never? That's pretty bad. That's all. That's like a decade of no gifts on the 2 minimum days that you should be at least doing something. I put so much thought into his gifts and I spoil him every year, but he just can't be bothered for me. It's been a lonely 8 years. I don't feel seen. I don't feel loved. I just feel so alone. Worst part is he is happy. I give him everything. I let him do what he wants. I stopped complaining. So he's all good. He wouldn't change a thing, according to him. So last night, he sits down at his computer. I ask, hey, baby, tomorrow night, can we dedicate to just us and spend some time together? He takes this as an attack and goes on the defensive. He sighs and stands up and says, I guess I won't play tonight. And I insisted that he play, and I don't have a problem with it, that I was asking about tomorrow night. He plops into the chair next to me and starts pouting and giving me attitude. Anything I would say, he'd snap at me. So I said, baby, please go play. And he yells back, I don't feel like it now. It's like he wanted to punish me by not playing. He wanted to make sure spending time with him was miserable for the both of us. I can't tell you how many times I tried to reason with him and explain that I was talking about not gaming tomorrow night and that he could play tonight. He wasn't having it, so I had to remove myself and I laid down to go to bed. He came in a short while later and I forgot I had my makeup on. So I got up to get ready for bed. When I come out of the bathroom, he goes, baby, can I ask you something? I said, yes. He asked, did you know you were going to piss me off by asking me that? Oh, man, that's so good. I was blown away. All I could say was, wow. He asked, did you? I said, no, in fact, I did not think that by asking you to spend time with me, it would piss you off. He said, I'm not supposed to be angry by what you did? What I did? He says this as if I kicked a puppy or something. What I did? After he said that, I lost it and said, I don't think we should be together anymore. And I locked myself in the bathroom and sat there for a good 30 minutes remaining calm. After that, I got into bed and we didn't speak, but we also couldn't sleep either. We haven't really talked today, but he did kiss me on the head once earlier and said he loved me. But we didn't spend any time together tonight like I initially requested. So I didn't get what I wanted tonight or last night. I don't know if I want to keep doing this anymore. That seems extremely fair. Actually, that seems unfair. You should know if you don't want to do this anymore, because that just seems like unpleasant, honestly. There's an info request, though. I do need to know what game he's playing. I'm not saying I would understand it if it was like Call of Duty, but it would be like really, really funny if it was like Europa Universalis 4 or something like that. It's The Binding of Isaac. Same thing, different details. 15 years in tells me being happy doesn't even register on the list. It's enough. It's time. What does that even mean? Being happy doesn't even register on the list. I don't understand. That means she isn't happy? Finally, I suggested Taylor's, the place I knew she wanted to go anyway. I hate this fucking shit. I know you love him, but it's time to love yourself more. It needed saying twice. That's what the upvote button is for. Idiot, you didn't do anything. You know what? You know how in every Disney movie there's like the bad guy and then there's the sniveling underling that's like, yeah, boss, get him. This is minion behavior, man. You need to have more self-respect than to make posts like this. 100% of Reddit is like this. I know. This is part of the reason I like it, I guess. You can grieve what you had hoped for in the marriage, but he is a narcissist. I don't know if that's true, but he does seem like a big baby for sure. How about take this out of here? Oh, 100% leave. Why is nobody asking what game he played, man? Yes, leave him. Leave. What game is he playing? Is he playing Genshin Impact? He is an idiot and starving you from what is normal if you are married. My wife and I have been married 10 years, and last weekend I took time to plan a fun date night with going to a fancy restaurant and to a magic lounge after Sunday. Am I the bot? Because I don't know what this means. Has the world left me in the dust? After going to a fancy restaurant and to a magic lounge after Sunday. You don't go to the magic lounge? What is, apart from just being a day of the week, what is Sunday? People just type shit sometimes? I don't know. I had fun myself, but seeing her laugh and know she knows that I care will keep that spark that made me feel good, as you have to cherish the people you love. You sound delightful as a partner, and it's time to check out divorce.com and vote with your feet before another decade of this goes by. Did you actually drop like a www.divorce.com reference like Dr. Evil? www.zipit.com/gov. My boyfriend is a gamer. I'm also a gamer, just to clarify. We don't play the same games, but we do enjoy the hobby. And yesterday I walked into his game room and said, "Hey, baby, we haven't watched a movie in a while. Want to do that tonight?" He said, "Yeah, find one." He played his game with his friends for a couple hours, then came to the living room around 5:30 and said, "Ready for movie night?" That shit is so funny, dude. This is how your request should have been received. How long should it take you to pick out a movie that's 2 hours long? Approximately 2 hours. Oh, they did say tonight. That's true. It's just funny. Like, they didn't say right now. You know what it is? Thank you again, Kitty Exorcism, for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. It reminds me of what life was like before having a child. It's like, because this is not a situation that my wife and I find ourselves in ever. Like, I'm not saying often, but it's like, if we want to watch a movie, it's like, we'll plan it at the latest, like the morning before, like the morning of, I should say. And that's like, put her to bed exactly this time. We'll pick the movie out in advance. We got 9 till 11:15 p.m. And then like there's definitely no like, pick it out. I'm going to play 2 more hours of Valorant. Exactly. They should have a kid. Yes. Just so they appreciated it, okay? That's all I'm saying. There's no taking 2 hours to pick out a movie anymore. You just find the worst looking show on Netflix and mainline it while you're batch making YouTube thumbnails, okay? My husband had a major emotional regulation disorder. The part where he was punished you for upsetting him and then later tried to resolve it by saying, "Don't upset me again," instead of learning how to have a functional conversation, sounded just like my husband. Holy cow, they're married to the same person. Now, what a twist. Yes, you should divorce your husband, though. I don't say that lightly. Hang on, I'm going to page 2. Am I the asshole for telling my mother-in-law to shut the frick up and kicking her out? Can I say that I just hate reading a post where it's like, it starts with, "I'm currently 36 weeks pregnant"? Because I'm just being honest with you. That throws a complete monkey wrench into the situation. That's like, you're 90% of the way through the pregnancy. Like, I can't criticize you for anything. I don't know what it's like. Am I the asshole for demanding my husband get rid of our bidet? I, 29F, have been completely traumatized by my husband and our new toilet bidet. A couple months ago, my husband installed a bidet in our master bathroom, and I initially didn't think much about it. I know they're a lot more common now, but I'm actually using it, and I actually enjoy using it myself. That is until one day, I walked into our ensuite and heard moans, running water, and clapping sounds coming from the water closet while my husband was in there. I barged in and caught him full-on masturbating. This was not pinkies up. This was a clenched fist with the bidet running on his nether regions. I've been accused by chat of being a prude before. Am I crazy to think that this just doesn't feel like it would do much for me? Like, if someone is like squirting your... Well, I don't know what nether regions means here. Because, like, honestly, I think if a bidet was shooting at my testicles, that wouldn't even register, really. Like, that would almost be like a neutral feeling. If the bidet was shooting at the aperture, I think there would definitely be a sensation. What I'm imagining in my head is not a sensation that pairs well with arousal, but I recognize that everybody's different. It's just, this is, to be honest with you, is something I've never heard of for men before, but maybe I just need to open my mind. That's where your prostate is? Yeah, but there's no way that this bidet that he got on Amazon has a strong enough... You know how, like, laser focused the aim would have to be for him to consistently be getting a shot to the prostate? It's like it was a 50 cal bidet or something like that. Like, it's a little up there. I mean, it's got to be a Toto washlet is all I'm trying, or maybe a Hitachi. There we go. Sorry, I was going to say Toshiba, but I don't think they make I don't think they make tanks or personal massage devices. I think they just make TVs. Anyway, he instantly felt remorseful and leaped from the toilet to tend to me and my wounded hand. Wait, he slammed the door to the water closet, smashing my hand in the process. Okay, I see. Still fully erect. Without thinking to shut off the bidet, the water stream went wild, spraying everywhere. It was a disaster. If not for the pain in my throbbing hand, I would have mistaken the incident for a fever dream. Anyway, I later asked him how often he does this, and he admitted it happens almost every time he goes number 2. He mentioned he enjoys the feeling of pressure on his bum while he pleasures himself. I guess I don't care so much about the logistics of how he chooses to get off. But after all this and the significant increase... No way! Significant increase in your water bill. I don't buy it. No shot, dude. I get that it's cheaper in BC, but I pay the water bill. This dude would have to be sitting there like 4 hours a day for you to even notice. I told him to just get rid of it. Am I the asshole, or is there room for compromise? To answer some of your questions and concerns, the bidet doesn't... This shit is always... People get lost in the damn weeds, man. The bidet does not just shut off on its own. It's a manual one that you turn toward the back for bum and toward the front for coochie. I will admit to my overreaction about blaming my husband's newfound adventures on the raised water bill. It's the summertime. You're probably watering your damn lawn, you American. Well, they did say water closet, but... So yes, our water bill has gone up quite a bit, but not just because of him. Anyway, we're keeping the bidet. They've become a throuple. No, I'm not jealous of it. We have a great relationship. He promised to cut back a little, and I promised to knock next time. Okay, big win for this couple. I mean, I don't know what they want me to say. Like, are you the asshole for demanding their husband get rid of the bidet? I don't know. I would feel... Am I crazy to think that it would do a lot of damage to your relationship for your... Every time your husband said, I have to go poop, you just imagine him shooting his ass full of water and jerking off on the toilet. Like, I mean, I think that it would just, I think it would give your wife a little bit of ick. I'm not an ick whisperer. I'm just saying, like, I think they should be open to trying new stuff. I'm just saying it's, I don't know, it would be embarrassing for both parties. I think it would be kind of hard to come back from, but she seems okay. This should be a scene in a comedy. I was thinking South Park. Just imagine Randy or Cartman doing this. LOL, more so Randy. OMG, I can see an entire episode of this already in my brain. Randy gets a bidet. The joke understander has logged on. Sharon, it's the cleaner option. What do? Wipe our asses with paper like animals? No, we let the soothing power of water cleanse us, make us whole, make us real again. And excuse me, I need to use the bathroom now. I thought this was America. They took our jobs. They took our jobs. Can we add some smug? Oh, and the bidet needs to talk like the shake weight or Bebe's boobs. Smart bidet, good morning, Randy. Please choose power and temperature. After a little change thing can pop open to pay it. Lamau? You need to be on the writing team. This is perfect. In character, especially the end. Lol. Didn't they already kind of do that with the Japanese toilet episode? Dude, thank you. All these comments saying South Park should do a bidet episode. I'm thinking in my head, damn y'all fake South Parkers. People, there is a loneliness epidemic. This shit has nothing to do with the original post at all. These people are just reaching out looking for somebody to, just somebody to listen, man. Season 26, episode 3, Japanese toilet. Pretty funny episode. In the new season, he did get a bidet. Sadly, I don't even think Matt Stone and Trey Parker could make this shit up. So true, Matt Stone and Trey Parker could not make up a plot of a dude jerking off on the toilet. That is simply too crazy for even their revolutionary comedy minds to possibly conceive of. This sounds like a Seinfeld sketch where that a lady uses it like a water pick and for yada, yada, yada. I'm picturing a doctor recommending it to George's aging parents. Then he tries it and so is Thrall. He ends up, Jerry, dogs have they've been trying to tell us, don't put your ass in there. It's a water fountain that's never empty. What brand is that bidet? Asking for my boyfriend. It's got to be a Toto. Not a Toto. Good bidets will stop pumping water when you stand up. In the Hindi language, Toto means dick. OMG, this is the same person, man. This is the same person who said, I'm picturing an episode where Randy gets a bidet. OMG, this was the context I needed for the other comment to be amazing. Toto is also a brand of bidet in Japan. The joke understander is logged on twice. Guess they are not from Kansas, not anymore. Can't bless the rains down in Africa either. Holy cow, man. This is crazy. I'm fascinated by this little subculture down here. I can't make a judgment. I'm laughing too hard. Hey, at least your husband has the cleanest asshole in town. A guy who enjoys being clean is 100% better than those guys who refuse to even wipe. Obviously, 118 upvotes. I prefer a clean asshole to an asshole covered in shit. Hot take. Are there really men who refuse to wipe? Spend enough time on Reddit. I've read many stories where men refuse to wipe because that's gay. There's no... I'm sorry. This has happened to one person in Earth's history, right? Just one individual. And then, like, it's being echoed across 7 billion people's... A friend of a friend that you wouldn't know. There was a kid in their class that thought, no, for real. I don't know, maybe. Here we go. With the upcoming global water crisis, there needs to be a discussion about the bidet usage. I'm calling bullshit on the significant increase of usage. Let's talk about growing almonds in California and golf courses in Arizona. We know, man. We know. You sanctimonious motherfucker. It's just a funny post. Why you gotta bring golf courses in Arizona into this? Some people still believe that it's the little guy refusing to recycle his little plastic straws that's fucking up the environment. You're talking about a dude getting the prostate massage from his Amazon bidet. Like, it's not that you're wrong. It's just, what's the point? Look how much water the ocean uses, bro. I never thought of it that way. My boyfriend commented on my body hair last night. I'm not touching that one. He's not talking about her eyebrows. What is this post? Did I cheat on my husband? To feel some sense of self-worth, I slept with someone else. Yes, okay, you cheated. We don't need to read the whole post. Listen, you might have your reasons, but like I just had to find the topic sentence in there, right? It's okay. It doesn't make you the asshole necessarily. I'd need to read the whole post for that, but... I want my husband to fall in love with my sister? We went too many pages deep, man. There's another one. I pooped my pants and my husband cleaned it off of me. Wholesome. Am I the asshole for ruining my husband's birthday? Let's see. First off, sorry if this seems to ramble. Just have to get it out there and include as much information as possible. I'm 31, my husband's 32, we've been together for 13 years, married for 10. He's always had a temper and I'm a people pleaser. We have 3 kids together and with each one we struggled to conceive. With each kid I did the motherly duties as assigned, got them up at night, fed them, bathed them, bought them clothes. For reference, he has a 9-to-5 job, and so do I. As the kids got older, he seemed less interested in the parenting gig, and they just seemed to annoy him. He stopped giving them baths unless I asked him to, and when I did, he would always roll his eyes, say whatever, and do it. I could tell he hated doing it, so eventually I stopped asking and just did it. Okay? This continued with a bunch of things related to the house and kids. I'd ask him to do something, he'd complain and be upset and angry, and then I'd just do it. If I brought it up to him, he'd always revert to saying, I know I'm the asshole and I don't do anything, or he would throw it in my face that he pays the mortgage, and if I wanted him to help, I needed to ask him. He also stopped going with me to my parents' or grandparents' house, and when he did, everyone could tell he was not happy to be there. The day before his birthday, we were at my parents' house for supper, and I bought him a cake. Thought maybe it would be nice to celebrate it. You stupid idiot! You thought it would be nice to celebrate his birthday with his family? You moron! What were you thinking? He immediately said no and acted like I just suggested we spend his whole birthday with my parents. He refused to do the candles and have any cake and just sulked. When I brought it up to him that it hurt my feelings, he said it was weird because it was my family. I told him I only did the cake for his actual birthday. The cake was more mini-sized, and we were going to have to do something with just the 2 of us for his actual birthday. I said if it were me and he had done that, I would have thought it was sweet that he went to the trouble to get me a cake to celebrate with everyone. He's 32 years old. He's mad that if you were 21, I would understand. That's all I'm trying to say. Spending your birthday at your in-laws seems weird. I mean, here's the thing. It's not the most typical way to send your birthday, but it's like the second most typical way, maybe the third most typical way to spend your birthday. I know how this sounds, but like, it's a Patton Oswalt bit, admittedly, but I'm repackaging it less like a joke and more like it's real. But like the birthdays from 31 to 39 are like the least valuable birthdays in the average person's life, I think. I'm trying to think. Like my 30th birthday, I went out for like a nice meal, okay, with my wife. It was a great experience. 32, I was at my in-laws' place because it overlapped with American Thanksgiving. We drove to their house. We stayed with them in Washington. But on the actual day of my birthday, we had to scramble driving through all of northwestern Washington to find like a quick PCR COVID test so that we could legally cross back into Canada, because we did not get the results of the COVID test that we took the first day that we were down there, because it was a holiday weekend. And as a result, they were like, well, it should take 24 hours, but instead it's going to take a week this time. And then after like 10 hours of taking COVID tests from like 8 different clinics in Washington, we got back to our in-laws' place and they gave me a Cookie Monster cake from Costco. And you know what I did? I fucking ate my slice of Cookie Monster cake because you're 32. Like, grow up. And then when I got home the next day, I cried on my Peloton ride because I had a lot of emotions to get out, okay? Well, you're 32 years old. You eat your Cookie Monster cake. You say, thanks for the hospitality. And then you be a good dad and a good husband. You know, I get that he's going through it. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, sulking about your birthday not being celebrated maybe the way that you feel is probably a symptom of something that's going on with him. But on a logical level, you can understand why it would be hard for your spouse to relate to it. Tonight I asked him to feed the baby so I could finish up something. It's his birthday today, and he reluctantly said okay, and as I continued to work on... Can I just say something? If you choose to have 3 kids, you can't pull this, it's my birthday card, I don't want to work. You can pull it if you got no kids. If you're braver than I am, you could probably pull it if you got 1 kid, but I'm not going down that road. But if you got 3 kids... you got yourself into the quicksand, okay? You have to be a parent in that situation. Oh, I can't take care of my kid. I'm just a little birthday boy. Like, it's just kind of pathetic to me. I get that he's probably depressed, but like the things that are coming out of his mouth are a little pathetic. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying the man is pathetic. I'm saying the manifestation of his emotions right now is a little pathetic. They have 3 kids means you choose what you order from DoorDash for your birthday dinner. And that's great. That's a privilege, man. Now, it does have to be from a place that has a kids menu, but you're the one who fucking took the shot 3 times, brother. Nobody forced you. Nobody put a gun to your head and said, here go 2 more for y'all. You did that to yourself. Now you... Better to be in the trenches 100 years ago? That's what I'm saying. 100 years ago, a 19-year-old great-grandfather was shitting himself in the Ardennes. It's 1914, they sent that motherfucker out into no man's land wearing like a bright blue hat. They didn't even have helmets back then. You're 32 years old, you're like, I don't want to feed my baby on his birthday? I'm just asking you to like, not everybody's got this streak in them. I'm just saying. Yes, just what I want to do on my birthday, not have any time to myself. I lost it. I had taken him to supper, kid-free, an hour away, bought the supper, bought drinks at Starbucks afterwards, spent $60 on a mini cake that was shipped to him, and yet he was still saying he didn't get to do anything he wanted for his birthday. After that comment, I said, I feel like a single parent and we are in the 50s. I unleashed everything I had thought, and then he says how he thought we were good and that he wished I'd ask him to do things more. What are you talking about, brother? You just said just what I wanted on my birthday, not to have any time for myself. Update. I realized I worded the birthday celebration wrong, and it caused mass confusion. We were at my parents' house just because they invited us for some... You know what drives me crazy is this happens in like 80% of Am I the Asshole posts. It's always like a situation where your husband was clearly a dickhead to you, and you're like, I just wanted people to know because a lot of people were asking. We actually, when he was a dickhead to me, he was a dickhead to me at my in-laws' place, not at the restaurant. Does that change anything? And you're like, fucking no, obviously not. My husband called me a dumb bitch. Info. I had worn a shirt that he didn't like after he told me not to wear it. Does that change it? No, he shouldn't have done that, man. It doesn't matter the setting or anything like that. I mean, it might, in some unique situations, if you're on like the International Space Station or something like that, but I, on a whim, decided I should get a cake for his birthday, and we can say happy birthday to him a day early. But then I also asked what he wanted to do on his birthday, and he said, I don't know, and told me to pick where we should eat. I suggested Top Golf, and he said, no, save your money. Last week, he was prescribed a low dose of Lexapro because he felt down in the dumps. Okay, I get it. So he's like depressed. I'm not saying that like the man can't be saved. I'm just saying you gotta... The Lexapro moves one of your feet, and then you got to move the other foot too. Otherwise, you're relying too much on the Lexapro to drag you across the finish line, brother. You got to take the medication, but you also need to, trust in the process yourself. It's not going to help you. I get the idea that, he's not 100% in control of his emotions, which is fair. But at the same time, I don't, being an asshole to your wife and fucking up your whole home situation is probably not going to help out the situation that led to you getting the prescription for Lexapro in the first place. So you got to take at least a little bit of ownership of your role in that process. Just my 2 cents. He needs a wake-up call. That's true. Not the asshole. I bet he makes you do everything on your birthday. Also, being a parent is full-time. You don't... I hate when Redditors agree with me without me knowing that they were going to agree with me because it makes me feel like a Redditor. That hurts. Does he have any redeeming qualities? Oh, man. He did help support my small business and made some things for it. I don't know if that's a redeeming quality. Yeah, I'd say it is. Oh, I don't know if it's a redeeming quality, but he does stay home quite a bit and doesn't go out to bars, etc. What do you love about your husband? He supported my business endeavors. Also, he doesn't go out to bars, etc. It's good that it's up there, but it shouldn't be number 2 in my personal opinion. You got to find something else. Hang on, I'm scrolling. Did he cheat or did I catch an STD from a koala? Update, he cheated. What a headline, man. Holy. Yeah, I'm trying to find a good one. A guy tried to get at me and my best friend in the gym. Am I the ass? This is one that showed up in the sidebar a lot. Am I the asshole for deciding not to sleep with one after I saw them naked? You can't be the asshole. It's gotta hurt. But I don't think it makes you the asshole. Sorry, I'm just making sure it's not too bad. It's too bad. Try our server life. Oh, you know what? That's a good idea. I actually think we got some good posts out of 2 hot takes. Thank you for the suggestion. Let's try server life. Oh, hang on. I made a grievous mistake. Take me to old Reddit. And then take me to top. Phrasing past month. So many of these are pictures. I don't like pictures. I'm a text guy, honestly. My boyfriend wants me to quit my job as a bartender. Customer found a tooth in his gumbo. Got flamed for this by a ton of servers, but I feel like I did nothing wrong. Okay, you clickbaited me. Let's see. By the way, I am a big believer, and I know that people are going to agree with me on this one, which is why I'm hesitating to say it. I'm a big believer that the customer is not always right. I'm a big believer that in many situations the customer is wrong. When I go out to a restaurant, I don't take it as an opportunity to, like, you know, pretend to be like Napoleon or something like that. I understand there's a give and take between myself and the staff at the restaurant, okay? Hang on. Full screen me. That being said, why does it take 5 minutes to get a new Coke Zero? Like, the fountain is right there in the back. And also, sorry, that was a joke, by the way. This one is not a joke. When I'm paying for the bill, I understand that your manager may ask you to do this to drive up tips, but it's very annoying. If we have not had a conversation and established any sort of familiarity, when I'm paying for the bill, please don't ask me if I have any other plans today. Because I know you don't care. You know I don't care. I know you don't care. You know that I know that you don't care. Why are we going through this charade every time? That I'm like, hey, you got any plans today? Oh, you know, after dinner, we're probably just going to go home and relax a little bit. Oh, yeah, that's cool. I mean, the weather's so nice today. They don't care, man. It's none of your business. I think it's a different story when, you know, sometimes you'll have a server that makes small talk like throughout the dinner. They'll come over, hey, is that good? Yeah, I told you that was the best thing on the menu. Thank you so much for recommending it to me, blah, blah, blah. But when you only see your server twice, and then they're like, by the way, I'm your best friend. It's the assumed familiarity when I'm like, and it's only when I'm holding the Interact machine, okay? Next time I'm going to say, I'm not freaking leaving. I'm not freaking leaving. Got flamed for this by a ton of fellow servers, but I feel like I did nothing wrong. We stopped taking to-go 30 minutes before close, and one person called me 31 minutes before. Okay, I guess I got to do this. They passed the phone around and took like 5 minutes to order. Many of them sounded drunk and needed the menu repeated over and over. So I make it known that if they aren't here by close, they won't be able to get their food. They hadn't paid for it, so it doesn't really matter. The woman on the phone snapped at me and accused me of assuming she was stupid, so I assumed it was clear enough. They came 15 minutes after close. Their bill had already been voided out, and I gave all their food away to the host and Expo. Can I, what is Expo? I've never worked in a restaurant. It's a baseball team. The Expo checks the order to make sure everything is right. Okay, I see. So the cook or the chef passes the food into the window, and then the Expo examines the food versus the ticket and says, hey, they want extra green onions on this poke. And then they go, psst, and then they take it out. Understandable. They're quality assurance for the kitchen. It's what Gordon Ramsay does on Hell's Kitchen. He puts a blindfold on them and then asks them to eat like garlic puree and then yells at them when they say that it's ginger. He feeds them a turkey sausage when they're supposed to be selling chicken sausage, and then he says, is anything wrong with that one? And they go, I don't know, chef. And he says, it's fucking chicken, you donkey. They came 15 minutes after close, blah, 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 blah. But by the way, what is MOD? Manager of Desperation. Manager on duty. Thank you. Minister of Defense. This simpleton decided that even though it was past close, he deserved his food, so he banged on the window for like 20 minutes. If you are told the restaurant is going to close, then be there before they close. It's not that hard. However, I'm being told I did the wrong thing there. I guess I should have told the host to regurgitate their food and give it to him after our pay system was down. No, you did nothing wrong. For sure. That's on the customer. Come on, give me something controversial. The only thing I'll say about this is we need to have like an international dialogue about what closing time means. Does closing time mean that if you close at 9 and I walk in at 8:59, can I get seated? And can I order if I order in like a minute? Because you have like a closing time for seating people, but the kitchen stays open a little later. Or is closing time when we have to get out of the restaurant? So I almost feel, you know what does it right? I know this is bat-chestable. I like when you walk by like a Japanese izakaya and there's a sign that says like, we close at 11, but the last order is at 10:15. Because then I feel like they've put all the relevant information on the sign. What I don't like is when you walk by a restaurant and you're hungry and it's 30 minutes before close and then you're like, I don't know if it's socially acceptable to walk into this restaurant right now because they're open, but they might have already shut off the kitchen. And like, is there a way to make an exit-only door? Anyway, I got to think about it. We could revolutionize the industry. Today, a guy pooped in my restaurant, accidentally punched a customer in her breast. Oh no, it's me? Diet Coke is not an appropriate response to how are you doing this evening? Okay, here we go. We got something. Yeah, exactly. That's why I ordered Coke Zero. To the 4 women that left me $20 on $400. Okay, that is a 5% tip. That's pretty bad. I know that, like, I don't want to anger all the Europeans in chat, but a 5% tip is probably roughly at the level where you would start to consider it that you would have rather had 0, because 5% is almost like an insult. Pretty generous in Europe. It's a different culture, okay? That's all I'm saying. I get it, you probably had sticker shock, and the $60 in taxes definitely added to the bill significantly. $60 in taxes? On a $340 bill? It's like an 18, is this Canada? Sorry. I think it is Canada. The Canadian taxes on food is super weird. Like if you go to a restaurant, the way I understand it, okay? Food that is deemed a necessity, you don't pay roughly half the tax on it. So if you ordered like 8 slices of whole wheat bread, it would be like 7% tax on the bread. Then food that is considered non-necessary is taxed at like the normal rate, and then alcohol is taxed the normal rate plus extra. So they must have had like 35 mimosas, is my guess here. It's the only way this makes sense to me. 55 mimosas. However, for 4 people to have appetizers, full meals, multiple rounds of drinks, and 4+ rounds of specialty shots within 3.5 hours, the total equaling about $100 per person isn't that unreasonable. I think that's true. That makes a lot of sense. Rather than screaming to your friends that there's no way our bill is $400, just ask me maybe. I'm more than happy to break it down for you. I don't know, man. I'm just tired. Yes, the tip was a bit of a letdown because I busted my ass and made accommodations for them. To the folks missing the point, you didn't do anything wrong. I get it. This must be frustrating to post about this as a server and then have people from Belgium be like based for not tipping. It's a different reality, man. Do servers expect to be tipped at a after-tax rate? Listen, I do think that that's a controversial issue. I think the bigger your bill is, the more incentive you have to tip on the before-tax value. If you're buying a coffee, I'm not going to calculate the pre-tax value of the $3.50 coffee. You know, I'll give you $1 or something like that. If you're getting the beer, The beer's $8. Here's a 10. I'm not going to worry about tipping on the tax. But if you got like a $400 bill, I think that makes sense. But even still, a $400 bill, if it's $340 pre-tax, and you were there in the restaurant for 3.5 hours, probably being really annoying, like, and loud. That's just, I'm pushing my own insane headcanon on this, but they seem kind of irritating to me. I mean, you got to be at least talking about a $50 tip on a $340 bill pre-tax. That's just my 2 cents. If you're in the United States of America, that would be considered a tip that is socially acceptable. $20 is definitely too low. As a European, this is crazy. Yeah, but as something you wouldn't believe how cheap our... Give me a second here. Chad, what do North Americans pay a lot less for than Europeans? That isn't natural gas, because that seemed like a little too close to hurting people's feelings. Almost everything? Wait, that's true. It blew my mind to be in Sweden like 9 years ago, and the average beer at a restaurant was like $14 USD. I was like, what is going on? In $30 Subway, $14 lager? It's not even good? That's just Sweden? It was nice, don't get me wrong. What do? You just not, I guess you just go to the grocery store instead. The supermarket is cheaper? Yeah, I know. But like, sometimes you want to go out and have like a meal or something like that, or have a couple of drinks with your lads. Isn't there lad culture in Sweden? Or do you just have to be like insanely wealthy to be a member of lad culture? You pregame. Yeah, I mean, you pregame. Pregame in... No, I mean, no, wait. You don't pregame here. You do if you're like 20. Are you telling me that, like, you know, people in middle age, before they go out to have like a couple of pints with their boys, they get shithouse drunk at home and then nurse one beer at the pub? That seems like a recipe for disaster, man. They got to be cleaning puke off of the floor like 10 times a night. Pretty much, yeah. That's crazy. Yes, dude, Omega Dance. What is Omega Dance? I don't know all these emojis. To the guy that asked for teriyaki sauce at the Italian restaurant and then tipped $3 on $103. Listen, I think that this subreddit is entertaining to read, but there's not a whole lot from a streamer-based perspective, okay? Like, most of it is just like, my customer was an asshole to me today. And then when I look at it, I'm like, I agree. Try r/DoorDash. Okay. Is it DoorDash or DoorDash_drivers? r/DoorDash. Okay. I'm looking for as much unhinged as possible. Everyone's saying, oh no. Did I miss like a popular YouTuber making a video about the DoorDash subreddit? r/DoorDash is kind of crazy. Okay, you're not wrong. So this happened 5 minutes ago. Hi, this is DoorDash connecting you to your Dasher for updates about your order. Sorry, Taco Bell is very slow today. That's all right. Thanks for letting me know. I take it you're asleep. Sleep tight, beautiful. OMG, wrong person. Ah. Oh, man. That is really fun. At least they said Wrong person. WTF is my driver on? Sorry, this is, again, maybe a good subreddit to browse. I'm not sure about it being argumentative content. WTF is my driver on? Is 2837. Question mark. I paid on DoorDash. The card said that it does not have enough money. Question mark. I paid through the app. I don't know. I don't know how this happened, man. Oh. My friend had their DoorDash driver keep their order overnight once. The only, I mean, I've had some, I guess, like semi-humorous DoorDash situations. The one that got me the most, though, was when, and listen, there's the asshole, I'm 50% the asshole, the driver is 50% the asshole. I ordered on the app, but the map, despite the address being input correctly, the map put a pin on like a different part of the city, okay? That had a similar sounding address. So I noticed that like 15 minutes after I made the order. So I called the driver and I said, hey, just so you know, like if you could use Google Maps or something, punch in this address instead, because if you go to the other one, it's going to take you across the city. And then he went like, oh, motherfucker, this fucking sucks. This fucking shit is so stupid. And then like hung up on me. And then he called me back like 2 minutes later and was like, hey man, sorry. I thought that was DoorDash support calling me. I didn't know it was the customer. So I just wanted to apologize. And I said, no worries, brother. I get it. It's frustrating. We really appreciate it. And then when he finally showed up at our house, we had ordered like 4 personal pizzas and all the pizza boxes were like vertical in a reusable bag instead of stacked on each other horizontally. And my parents were like, I don't think that's how you're supposed to transport pizza. And I was like, I'm sure it'll be fine. And then my mom opened up her pizza and it was just totally fucked. Like all the ingredients had like slid off onto the top of the box and the crust was all like crushed and shit. But we just laughed about it because it's just, you know, I mean, it was more valuable to get the story than it was to get the meal, because the story makes me laugh every time I think about it. So did you eat them? I ate them. Yeah. They tasted roughly the same. Only gave them a 35% tip. Unbelievable. Please coming. Please come down. You need to bring it upstairs. I'm at the bottom. Please come down. My grandmother is in a walker. I requested for you to bring it upstairs. No, I can't raise it upstairs because the area is dangerous. Thank you. Hang on, is there a second picture? Next. Based. My reaction when the area is dangerous? Okay, I will just report. Thank you. She cannot physically come downstairs. Why did you accept the order? Okay. I feel blessed I've never had an experience like this. Should I have had my account deactivated for talking to customers like this? Hang on, wholesome moment? Hey, it's your Dasher. I'm in Arby's. They said they do not have mozzarella sticks. Shall I send them to the pit? Yes, done. Joy laughing emoji, joy laughing emoji. May I offer anything else that will please King Armando? May I offer jalapeno bites? Yes, that's fine. There's no longer staff, so I'll have to make it myself. Haha, I didn't think this through. Now to Google how to make listen, the first part was funny. The second, the rest of this, I would be like, all right, buddy, just bring the food. I'm sorry. Like I ordered DoorDash because I didn't want to like go through the effort of cooking, and now I gotta laugh at all the jokes that you're putting in here. Did blur his name and then just write it too. P.S. Jokes aside, they're making it now. I'll be on my way soon. I mean, it's funny. Pharaoh, please. Pharaoh. My temple needs its Pharaoh. Oh, man. Oh, man. I'm not going to put this one on the screen, but not trying to sound like this is the DoorDash driver. Not trying to sound like a pervert, but just wanted to say you are beautiful. You sound like a pervert. Facepalm emoji. Sorry, just tried to give you a compliment. Oh, man. Delightful. It's pretty good. DoorDash driver entered my house unannounced. This happened to my friend. I hope the dasher is okay. Oh, man. You know what? Thank you for recommending this. It's not the same as React Core, but it's very funny. This is my exact style of content. Thank you. I'm gonna favorite this subreddit and read it when I'm using my bidet. Checkers has confirmed your order from DoorDash. Message from your dasher. I'm so sorry. I fell down and crash on bike. Please cancel. I was doing too much orders. Oh, man. That's really good. That is really good. I did have a DoorDash order once where my wife ordered something, and I probably don't need to tell you what it is, but it came with a miso soup. And then when I went down to get the order, the dude was like, oh, yeah, sorry. I crashed on my bike and spilled like half your soup. And then he was just sort of looking at me like, I was like, oh, that sucks. But at the same time, I was like, what do you want from me? Like without being rude, I understand the plight of the DoorDash driver, but like, I didn't make you fall off of your bike. Like, I don't understand what like, if I'm supposed to give you money because you fell down, like, it's not my fault. You're not driving a Prius or something like that. And then after a while, he was just like, okay, enjoy your food. I think he's just letting you know. Well, I didn't do anything. I'm not the rain. I'm not his tire. Now I got to go up and explain to my wife why the miso soup is half empty and the bowl's all fucked up. And all the rest of the all the rest of the styrofoam in the bag is like covered in miso. Enjoy. I have a question. Do you have BF? This is crazy, man. Anyway, maybe we're done. Info needed. Do they have BF? 30 more mins, please. Well, I'm trying to find, like, there's no debating on these. It's too much, like, it's just React content. Which is fine, but, like, I feel guilty. Because I'm stealing these dashers and these orderers' content. Also, most of the posts are just like, why is my DoorDash order so expensive? And I'm like, fair enough. DoorDash driver. Oh, man. See, this is an Am I the Asshole post. I think there's a lot to mine here. Your dasher has dropped off the order. You don't need to knock, please. Leave at door. May I use the washroom? Urgent, please. No, please leave. Okay. Now listen. Would you let the DoorDash driver come into your house and use your bathroom? This is a tough one for me. I'd have to think about it. Because at the end of the day, it is a stranger. coming into your house, and public bathrooms are hard to come by. But on the other hand, like, my level of human decency keeps me from feeling good about saying no, at least. I'm thinking it's like a 90% chance they gotta poop. I don't mind if a stranger comes in and poops in my bathroom. I would rather they pee, but as long as they're not gonna like kill me and, you know, rob me or something like that, I don't mind if a stranger poops in my. Again, I try to have consistent values. Poop is gross, yeah, but as long as they poop in the toilet, like 99.9% of poops, they're just gonna poop in the toilet, flush, wash their hands, get out, and I'm gonna be none the wiser. Just use the bathroom at the restaurant? They said it's urgent, though. Now, you can say they should have used the bathroom at the last restaurant. That's probably true, but they didn't, okay? I don't know. It's tough. I'm seeing a lot of yeses and a lot of nos. The real issue is not like, are they going to make my bathroom dirty? It's more like, are they going to go into the bathroom, like pull a gun out of their waistband and then kill me and my whole family? The odds of that happening are probably like 1 in 10 million, but you're the one buying the lottery ticket if you say yes. It's not zero. They could just do that at the front door. Yeah, but like there's like a Daniel Kahneman thing going on. Like in my head, it's like if I open my door and then someone shoots and kills me, that's on them. But if I say, yeah, come in and use my bathroom, and then they kill me, it's like I should have known better. Even though functionally there's not really that much of a difference. There's just something weird about, like, I've now made a decision that led to me experiencing trauma. So I have to take ownership of that, even though it's like not much of a difference at all. Sick of Dasher conflict in our restaurant? Interesting conversation. I received someone else's order. These are pretty mundane, but they are kind of funny. I think I'm going to slash marker this. Am I justified in being annoyed? I tipped $3 for half a mile. Forgive me as I am stoned. I left instructions, but it was just left in the building's lobby. I don't even understand. Try DoorDash _drivers. I'll give it one shot, okay? I'll give it one shot. Give me top post all from the last month. We went wrong somewhere in the world. Or maybe it was like this before. This shit would terrify me, man. I mean, I think that's what it's like designed to do. $2.95 drop all deliveries here. No trespassing. Do not enter. Guard dogs patrolling premises. Violators consent to waive all rights. There's no way this sign is legally binding, right? If you walk past this cone, you give up your right to not be killed? Like, that doesn't seem like it would hold up in court. It depends on the state. Well, like, this is not even the same situation, okay? But I was on a walk with my daughter 2 or 3 weeks ago, and this house had a gate, and then in front of the gate, it was a wood gate, so you couldn't see through it. It wasn't like a chain link fence. It's important. In front of the gate, they had a big rock that they had painted to look just like a kitty cat. So my daughter said, "Oh my God, kitty rock. Can I pet it?" And I was like, it's on the public side of the gate. It's past, like, it's closer to the sidewalk versus I was going to say the opponent's house, but you get what I mean, the person's house. As far as I'm concerned, that's kind of, it's not communal property in the sense that, like, I could put my own treehouse on it or something like that, but it's not like I'm trespassing. So I said, sure, go ahead and pet it. She went over to the rock and she was petting the rock and she was saying like, oh, cute kitty, even though it's just a rock. And then I saw on the gate, it had a sign that said like, beware of dog, it bites on sight or something like that. And I heard from the other side of the gate, I heard Cujo that was going like, and I feel like you can be a good neighbor or you can be an insane shut-in. But I feel betrayed that you straddled the line. You put out a decoration that was like, this is a friendly house. But then you also are like, anybody that passes through the threshold of this gate will be summarily executed by my pet. Like I got baited. Yeah, exactly. So as soon as I heard the growling and the barking, I was like, we better get out of here. Because I'm sure like it's 3 seconds away from like a screen door slamming and like a, well, what if Kitty Rock caught another one? It's just, I don't mind, honestly. If you want to be the friendly neighbor, I'll stop and have a conversation with you. I'll remember the name of your dog and make small talk. If you want to be the insane neighbor, I will not make eye contact with you when I pass by your house. But at the same time, like you can't put one foot in both pools. No disrespect, but if your dog like starts making advances on us, I'm probably going to have to kill your dog. Because I don't know my own strength. And unless you got like a Bernese mountain dog or something like that, I don't see it going down like that dog's going to get one over on me, okay? If you got a police-trained German Shepherd, sure, maybe. But even then, because I read the WikiHow for like how do you kill a wolf and a dog is just a smaller wolf, I understand. When the dog bites you, it doesn't have an unlatch instinct. So all you do is offer your hand, so your hand gets bitten, and then you shove your whole fist down the dog's windpipe. And then you just put it in a rear naked choke with your hand in there until... So I'm just saying, be careful what you wish for. When you put out that kitty rock that says, hey, this is a cute decoration. But then you've also got a sign that's like, we'll shoot trespassers on sight. I'm just saying, be careful, because that primes me. Now I'm going into fight or flight mode every time I walk past the house. I think this subreddit is not washed, but it's not appropriate. It's just it's too much react, not enough court. You know what I mean? Need some gaming time. So true. Do I have gaming time? This has got to be a psyop, right? This was written by DoorDash HQ. A Hawaii delivery driver who pulled in $114,000 on DoorDash last year says the tips are awesome and it's like delivering in paradise. That's propaganda. I mean, I believe that it could happen, but anyway. His name is Ronnie Coleman. So true. Lightweight, ain't nothing but a peanut. No, I'd be happy too if I was delivering peanuts all day for 6 figures in